But what is true, and I'm actually being serious here, is that there's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are. We can't explain how they moved, their trajectory. They did not have an easily explainable pattern. And so, I think that people still take seriously trying to investigate and figure out what that is. But I have nothing to report to you today.
It's okay.
Okay, Chase, what do you got?
I think it's interesting that in a lot of these presidents and government officials, when asked this question in particular, you see the same lateral boundary hand movement. And we're seeing that in people who it's a pretty uncharacteristic behavior for. And I thought that was pretty interesting. We saw the same thing here in Obama. And I think there's honest behavior for the duration. It's keeping within all of his baseline movements. And I think at the end, we're seeing his contemplation about the other information. Not that there's any deception going on, but I think you can see those lips tighten up. He pulls his lips tight right at the end of the video. And I think he's withholding information. That's the definition of what lip compression suggests, denotes, or indicates, as Scott would say. I think that came from Joe Navarro. But that's literally withholding information. Greg?
Yeah, so when I watch him here, there are two or three things that stand off. Again, downright. Every one of these elected officials, I'm seeing downright. Now, is that emotion there because, hey, I want to tell you something I can't? Is it because, hey, there's something more than is here? Do I feel obligated to? Don't know. But I'm seeing that downright eye accessing in two presidents so far. Let's keep a watch and see what we see. He uses a push-pull word.
And I'm actually being serious here.
Anytime somebody says actually being serious, actually. Now, I know he's just been joking, so that's part of it. But I want to ask, well, were you serious here or were you serious there? For you, if a person says actually, you should pay attention to that word because that's not a usual word a person has in their vocabulary. To use it all the time, it means nothing. He's navigating what to say, and in classic Obama style. That's what he does when he's not on prompter, is he negotiates through as he's talking. And his strategy is what I call the entertainer. He's the guy who's going to keep you entertained. He's going to engage you. He's not going to flirt like Bill Clinton. He's going to engage you. And he's doing the entertainer. He does that lip grip. Same thing we saw. A little bit of muscle engagement here. He goes to barrier and adapt a little bit. And then there's a pronoun shift.
I think that people still take seriously trying to investigate and figure out what that is.
Interesting. So something's going on in his head. Doesn't mean anything magical. It just means we can see something going on. We don't know what. So let's dig in. Scott, what do you got?
All right. Of course, we want to know what he knows and if he knows anything. And I think he knows whatever there is. I think he knows it because we're seeing him be honest, and he's being honest with his answer. And we're seeing him again, just like in Trump. We're seeing him thinking about a second and then delivering. He's using the classic Obama illustrators here. He's using that upside down fist with that thumb out a little bit and illustrating this way with specific parts there toward the end. And as he's doing this, he's being, again, the classic Obama. It sounds like I'm thinking as I'm going forward, but he is going back over. He's got those 3 or 4 facts that he can give, and he's arranging them and delivering them as he goes along. I'm sure he had the question before this knew it was going to come up, and he has in general what he's going to say. And the reason we know that is that he doesn't know exactly what he's going to say is because those illustrators land a little bit later than the words land as he's speaking. So the word will hit, then the illustrator. The word will hit, then the illustrator. They're not on point like that. They're on point like that. That's a little too much, but a little less than that.
An easily explainable pattern.
But that's how we know that he's thinking and structuring things as he goes along and rethinking as it happens. Happens very quickly. You do it too. So I think what he's doing, I think he's being honest here, and he's telling us all he can tell us. And I think out of all of them that we're going to see, this is the guy I would believe the most as we go through this because he looks so honest in his delivery. All the bells and whistles for me, there are no bells and whistles. It just says, hey, this is all truthful here. And that's all he can tell us, I think, at this point. All right, Mark, what do you got?
Yep. So symmetrical again, like Trump. That's usual for him. So that's good. He's on form there. The thing I want to pay attention to is the downward inflection that he has. It's a little more depressed. It's what I would call a little bit disappointed.
They did not have an easily explainable pattern. But I have nothing to report to you today.
I think, again, like Trump, he's disappointed that he can't really take control of this message. Wouldn't it be great for both of them if they could go, hey, I'm going to tell you all that I've got right now. Or they could go, hey, I'm going to tell you don't worry, there is nothing out there. Or they could, as a president or a past president, take charge of this situation. Wouldn't this be a moment of history? Well, not for either of those two, because they don't get to do that. Because either they've been told, just hold the information back, or there's simply nothing to deliver. And both could be massively disappointing for them. Not only on a level of, hey, I'm president, I wish I could give across this information, but maybe there's even some personal disappointment there of going, hey, I wish there was some proper aliens about, but it appears there isn't, or I just can't tell you. I don't know what it is, but certainly there's a little bit of disappointment there from him. That's what I got for you.
One of those tape replays.
But what is true, and I'm actually being serious here, is that there's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are. We can't explain how they moved, their trajectory. They did not have an easily explainable pattern. And so, I think that people still take seriously trying to investigate and figure out what that is. But I have nothing to report to you today.
Okay.
If you like this video, get the full body language breakdown and analysis on our main channel by clicking this video right here.